Welcome everybody to TBIC, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live in Empowerment USA. TNS Media Group is a team and a family. I want to speak on something that I saw. Terrance Crawford, I believe, made about $50 million fighting Canelo Alvarez. And he declined to pay Larissa Suleiman, I believe, from the WBC. He decided not to pay them, I believe, $300 sanction fee because, maybe he felt like he said I was going to pay them guys or give them something, but, I don't need these belts, which is true. I agree with him. He doesn't need these belts. And you look at these sanctioning bodies, right? They charge these fighters, I believe, 2%, 3% of their purse, and what are they doing for the fighters other than putting a belt around them that they have to fight for? You know what I'm saying? These fighters are fighting for these belts, which is making the sanctioned bodies rich. Sanctioned bodies are, like he said, flying private jets, eating, at five-star, restaurants and staying in five-star hotels, all these things off the blood, sweat, and tears of these boxers. And then there's no 401k, there's no medical insurance, there's nothing for these fighters that are provided from the WBC, WBC, IBF, WBO, WBA. What type of, retirement plans do they have for these fighters? These fighters are dumping so much money into these sanctioning bodies to fight for these belts and to hold these belts for a percentage of their purse. But what's for them when they're done? You see a lot of these fighters, after they have retired from boxing, a lot of them can't talk. A lot of them are mentally, messed up. They can't even eat, feed themselves, wash themselves, bathe themselves, do a lot of different things, and once their career is over. But who's coming to help them? They're saying that he was a warrior. He fought for this belt. He was a 4-division champion. He was a 5-division champion. But there's nothing coming to these fighters. So for me, I feel like once a fighter gets to a certain level, it ain't about the belts. Floyd Mayweather showed everybody that. In regards to boxing, he showed everybody the belts don't mean nothing once I get to a certain level. I'll beat these champions and I'll give them the belt back because I'm not paying no 3%, 2%, whatever I got to pay for that belt. It doesn't make any sense. But let's keep it real. These sanctioning bodies and these guys who are behind the scenes of the sanctioning bodies, like Larissa Suleiman, these guys are making millions and millions of dollars off these fighters, but nobody's providing medical, dental, 401k, nothing to these fighters. What are they getting for fighting for these belts? Their name on the belt, a picture of themselves on the belt. It's not worth it, in my opinion. I know you want to see these big fights, and you got to have the sanctioned bodies to have order, but it has to be something in place that the sanctioned bodies are giving back to these fighters. What are they giving back to these fighters other than a belt? Let's keep it real. So shout out to Terrance Crawford, shout out to Mayweather, shout out to other fighters as well who understand that they can make millions of dollars without these belts. So we'll see what happens. It's TBIC, the best in sports entertainment.